Well, about 3 years back, uh, because of what happened in the market, we had a review of the university education, especially in terms of curriculum and teaching learning process. And at that moment, ours is a fully residential institution with 8,000 students staying in the campus and having a lot of time for practical innovation and so on, because all are residential. So when we reviewed the curriculum, we were surprised because there was no flow between the school education and the university curriculum. In fact, the school education had done a lot of innovation, and students were put into innovation, tinkering lab, and so on. And but then when they moved to the college, many of them, when we interviewed the students, they said in the first year, which is a common syllabus, they said we are teaching, we are being taught redundant things, whereas in the school we were much ahead. So we had to change the entire syllabus, even from the first year onwards, and get them right into the technology. Of course, we were an engineering institution. Now we have, under UGC, we have added many other departments and so on. But the students said, we need better curriculum. And thank God, today, because of this lockdown, we are forced to enter into online education, which is a real boon for the universities. Which was not sort of in vogue in the past years. We have been advocating it, but now we are forced to get into it. And now we see that online education is a great blessing in terms of theory. Students need not waste their time looking at the blackboard all the time and getting bored. Now they have an opportunity to get the best of the best teachers teaching them online, and the testing comes online, so the time of the students is profitably used. But then practice. So we have all the time been saying you have to go to the industries, work with the industries, work with the market, work with the realities that you're going to experience after you pass out. But the students would move out, the faculty wouldn't move out. Of course, a few had the flair to do it, but all of them were bound to their labs and so on. But now I think the curriculum, when it's offered online, they get the theory online, and they have the opportunity to learn from other courses like Coursera, MOOC courses, and so on, and get the best. As the university says, all right, we'll give you credits for everything that you learn online. And then they go to the market. They need not necessarily come back to the campus to do it. Of course, campus learning is unique because they get an identity with an institution and so on. But for learning, they can go right where they are, get into an industry, and they get practical education, which they would not get, which they did not get till now. And they are ready for the market. And I'm seeing more entrepreneurs coming out through this system of education. They will be ready for the market, and we'll have IPs coming out, intellectual capital increasing, and the nation blossoming. And as a result and skill, they get they get the skill right where they are. But of course, the universities, we do not know what's going to happen to the hostels, what's going to happen to the infrastructure. And for that, we are working on turning the university itself into an industry. Instead of just having labs which are age old, maybe 20 years old, 10 years old, and just practice there, we bring the industry to the campus and give them space to set up their own research labs and so on. And the students, even the curriculum, we are advocating an engineering degree should have a student producing an IP or a product, and the university helps them to commercialize the product, and then help them to be a startup when they leave the university, and and the industries tie up with them and commercialize the product and produce it. So this way, the campuses, if they can become part of the industries, and industries work with the campuses, it's going to be a great new world for university education. I believe this is going to be the future for the university. Well, university is a temple of learning. It's not only learning courses, technologies, and so on. It's learning about life and being prepared for life. So nothing can beat a campus experience, which brings people together, and the aspect of tolerance, working together as a team, and getting things done. All this are learned in a campus environment, which helps them for life. So taking that aspect, you cannot just live on an online education. But of course, that online education helps to establish oneself. But then again, they have to go back and work in society. So there will be a gap between life and reality. Because many times when the recruiters come to our campus, because we are a fully campus-driven residential institution, they say one thing that really amazes us is the difference between a day college student and a residential college student. The residential college student easily forms a team and is patient and has a longer tenure with the company. So all that will be missing if the campus is taken off in terms of education online. But then for continuing education, online is going to be a great help. It's going to take people to the next level and so on. So that has to be done. And given this particular situation where we are in at the moment, for people to continue their education, complete their degrees, and get into the industry, yes, we need to get into online education. And I think the teaching learning process has to be refined. It's not just getting onto a blackboard, standing before a camera and go on and so on. It has to be interactive. So the whole system, technology, everything has to be adapted towards that. And even the students who are online, if they can interact with each other and also talk about life and so on, that's going to help. At the moment in our university, we are doing that. We have Zoom meetings and so on. But I don't know. We're just introducing it. We do not know how effective it's going to be. So we're just testing, because you have to test the models and so on. And different types of PhD degrees have to be taken into account. So I don't have a ready-made answer for that. We'll have to get more insight from the professors and those who actually do it. Well, I would suggest this model. About a few years ago, we felt that the community has to be part of the university education, and the students should be given credits to touch the problems of, to touch people who are in pain. So the research should be towards finding solutions to human problems. It could be a mechanical problem, it could be a financial problem, it could be a social problem, it could be a technological problem. Unless the students are made to touch the people who are in pain, they cannot come up with a solution. So this way, they need not copy other projects. They can just go to the community or bring the community into the campus. Maybe have care homes where the university, like the CSRs, allocate some funds to care for these people right in the campus. And then the students go back to the labs, find solutions, and the faculty members are a part of this team. I believe these products are going to really change lives, and not only at the higher levels for people who can afford, but also at the lower levels. And that will really push up the economy of the country too, and we'll become unique. They are really thought-provoking and a beautiful forum, and you have made us to think too. Thank you so much. One recommendation is today we have several types of universities, and yardsticks are applied in different ways, and facilities are provided to different universities in different ways. One, the public universities, the other, the deemed universities, then you have unitary universities, and so on. If all universities can be given autonomy to bring in courses, and finally an accreditation which evaluates the university, that would be just fantastic. And secondly, practice along with the teaching has to be inducted in both. And also, especially with regard to engineering, like any other college, engineering college, the universities are asked to go and apply for new courses and check the content and use those degrees alone. And there's no possibility for development. Again, autonomy is in question with regard to engineering courses. If that would also be considered, just like the UGC programs for deemed universities, to give autonomy to the deemed universities to go ahead and provide those education, it would be just wonderful.